Handling grief self-care during loss. Learn how to care for yourself through grief. Practical self-care strategies to support emotional healing during loss with expert guidance. Grief is a deeply personal and often overwhelming experience that touches every part of our being, emotionally, mentally, physically, and even spiritually. Whether you're mourning the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, a significant life transition, or another form of loss, grief can feel like a tidal wave that knocks the breath out of you. And while the process of grieving is necessary and healthy, it's equally important to recognize the role of self-care during this time. This article will explore how to care for yourself during grief, why it's crucial, and what small, practical steps can support your healing. Before we discuss self-care, it's essential to understand what grief is and isn't. Grief is a natural response to loss. It's not a sign of weakness, nor something to be rushed through or fixed. Everyone grieves differently. There's no right way to grieve, a linear path, or a time limit. Some people feel numb or detached, while others experience intense waves of emotion. Some may find solace in being surrounded by others, while some need solitude. All these responses are valid. Grief can be acute, the intense, immediate pain following a loss. Chronic, lingering, persistent grief that may last for months or years. Delayed, when emotions are suppressed and surface later. Complicated, when grief becomes entangled with trauma, guilt, or mental health challenges. Understanding the form your grief is taking can help you respond with the appropriate type of care and support. When we're grieving, self-care can feel counterintuitive or even impossible. It may seem indulgent, or we may be too exhausted to prioritize it. However, self-care isn't just about bubble baths or yoga. It's about preserving your well-being, meeting your basic needs, and allowing space for healing. Grief often manifests physically as fatigue, headaches, loss of appetite, and disrupted sleep. Emotionally, it can lead to anxiety, depression, irritability, and feelings of isolation. Left unattended, these symptoms can compound, making the grief journey more difficult. Self-care creates a buffer, a way to nourish yourself as you navigate the unpredictable terrain of loss. It doesn't erase grief, but can make the burden more bearable. Now, let's talk about practical self-care strategies. These are essential tools to help you manage your grief and support your well-being. Honor your feelings. Allow yourself to feel what you feel, without judgment. Grief brings a mix of emotions: sadness, anger, guilt, confusion, even moments of relief or joy. All of them are valid. Denying or suppressing emotions can prolong your healing. Try journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or talking to a therapist or counselor to express what you're going through. Sometimes just naming an emotion, I feel heartbroken, I feel numb, I feel angry, can bring relief. Set gentle daily goals. Grief can drain your motivation and sense of purpose. One way to cope is to set small, manageable goals each day. These can be as simple as drinking a glass of water, taking a shower, walking around the block, answering one email, or preparing a meal. Celebrate these small wins. You are showing up for yourself amid pain, and that takes courage. Nourish your body. Grief can throw your appetite off balance. You might not like eating or reach for comfort foods with little nutritional value. Be gentle with yourself. This is not about dieting or perfection. Instead, focus on giving your body what it needs to function. Aim to stay hydrated, eat whole foods when possible, avoid excessive caffeine or alcohol, and get adequate rest. Consider speaking to a healthcare provider if you're struggling with eating or sleeping regularly. More self-care strategies. Move your body, gently. Physical activity releases endorphins, which can help lift your mood and reduce anxiety. That doesn't mean you need to jump into intense workouts. Even gentle movement, stretching, yoga, walking, or dancing in your living room can make a difference. If exercise feels overwhelming, try standing up and moving for a few minutes a few times daily. Create a ritual of remembrance. Creating a small ritual to honor your loss can be incredibly healing. This could include lighting a candle daily for a loved one, creating a memory box, writing letters to the person you lost, visiting a meaningful place. These acts give your grief a container, a sacred space where you can continue connecting with what or who you've lost. 6. Limit overwhelm. Your mental and emotional capacity is likely diminished during grief. Give yourself permission to say no more often. You don't have to attend every event, answer every message, or keep up with all responsibilities. If possible, delegate tasks, ask for help, and create boundaries around your time and energy. Rest is not laziness, it's a vital part of healing. Long-term grief can be challenging, but staying connected with others is crucial. Lean on your support system and don't be afraid to reach out. Stay connected even when you don't feel like it. Grief can be isolating. You may feel like no one understands or that you don't want to burden others. However, connection is one of the most essential parts of the healing process. You don't need to talk about your grief all the time. Sometimes just being with someone, even in silence, is enough. Consider reaching out to a friend or family member, attending a grief support group, or talking to a therapist or counselor. Connection reminds us we're not alone in our pain. Navigating grief in the long term. As time passes, the intensity of grief may soften, but it doesn't disappear. Many people describe grief as something you learn to live with, not something you get over. Specific dates, places, or songs may trigger strong emotions even years later. Allow your grief to evolve. Grief is not static. It may show up in different ways at different times. Be open to this evolution. Some days may feel light, others unbearable, and that's okay. Update your self-care practices. As your needs change, your self-care should adapt. What helped in the early days of loss may not be what you need months later. Periodically check in with yourself and adjust accordingly. Find meaning in the loss, meaning that some people find meaning in their grief. Finding meaning and seeking help can be crucial steps in the healing process. This doesn't mean the loss was worth it or that pain disappears. It means something beautiful can emerge from suffering. This might look like volunteering for a related cause, creating art or writing, supporting others who are grieving, living in a way that honors the person or thing you lost. Finding meaning can help you make the loss into your life, rather than letting it define you. While grief is a normal part of life, it can sometimes become too heavy to carry alone. If you're experiencing any of the following, consider reaching out to a mental health professional. Intense sadness or hopelessness that doesn't ease over time, difficulty functioning in daily life, persistent sleep or eating problems, thoughts of self-harm or suicide, feeling numb or detached for long periods, or excessive guilt or anger. Therapists, especially those trained in grief and loss, can help you process your emotions in a safe, supportive environment. As we wrap up, Remember that taking care of yourself during times of grief is not just important, it's essential. Reach out for support, practice self-compassion, and give yourself the time and space you need to heal. You deserve it. A final word: you are not alone. Grieving is one of the most challenging experiences we have as human beings. But you don't have to do it alone. Self-care isn't about fixing your pain. It's about tending to yourself with kindness, compassion, and patience. Be gentle with yourself, whether in the first throes of grief or navigating its long-term effects. Healing doesn't follow a calendar, and it doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to carry your loss with grace and finding moments of peace amid the sorrow. And if today all you did was breathe, that is enough. Need support? Contact us today to schedule a free consultation or learn more about our grief counseling services. You can also explore more grief support resources or learn about our approach and philosophy. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with others.